of 2020, I embarked on a journey driving from Wisconsin to Florida. Along the way, I interviewed random Americans, completely unscripted and with no forced narrative. This new America, where there will be no high school graduations. A country which is actually a republic where the supreme power is held by the people and their elected representatives. While some Americans are blessed to continue to work, schools are closed. We're in Normal, Illinois. Stopped because I saw Chick-fil-A and ooh, some Jesus right there. And I found these ladies standing in the parking lot as I was coming to take a photo because we love our little, we can't see it, the heart promo.
I'm here at Bloomington High School.
What's your name?
Kamira, and my teachers, Ms. Butts and Ms. Weaver.
America's finest teachers. This is remote learning. I love it.
Right. Yeah.
And what is this for?
My senior graduation gift. I'm a senior, and I finished school.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What did you learn the most from these teachers?
Never to give up in my mouth.
Awesome. Tell me about your, I hate the word COVID, but COVID 2019 experience.
It's been interesting. As teachers, what we like to do. We're home with our own kids right now, and that's great, but we miss our babies at school, even though they're older and need some extra support right now, so we're glad that we can get out and give them gifts and help them feel like they're special right now, even though we're not with them.
On America's highways and byways, essential workers are delivering the goods Americans need to continue daily life. America's farmers need you to source locally now more than ever. Here in Arcola, Illinois, the Amish folk have been sheltered in place long prior to the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so I'm here in, where am I? Arcola, Illinois. I'm just interviewing a beautiful Amish lady, but she did not want to go on camera. So just gonna pull a little closer just so we can hear you. And she's just sharing her experience, what it's been like for her. Go ahead.
We had a stay-at-home shelter thing pronounced on us, but we've been going out more, and we started having church services without serving food.
Okay.
We just go home for lunch.
And about how many people attend your church service, do you think?
I don't know how many there are.
Okay.
I would say less than 100 probably.
Do you personally know anyone that's gotten ill or nothing in your community? Do you guys wear masks and gloves or no? So if you could say anything to somebody in Washington as your representatives, what would you say?
I guess I would like to say let's have more faith in God and quit with all this confusion.
The Amish here have strict adherence to a separation of worldly customs. So I'm here in beautiful Arcola, Illinois. It's just really God's country. This Amish gentleman's agreed to answer some questions. I just wanted to know what your COVID-19 experience has been. Have you guys been quarantined? You're not sheltering in place?
No.
I just spoke with it. Okay. I just spoke with another lady in town. She thinks that a lot of people are afraid. Why do you think people have fear?
I don't meet up with people that have a fear of
You're not afraid? So you don't have any fear about what's going to happen in our country?
No.
Can I ask you, do you vote? Do you vote?
No.
If you could speak to your elected representatives, in Washington, what would you want them to know? Do you feel that you're,
Concerning the COVID-19,
just for you, do you feel like your needs, your concerns, your issues are being addressed in this country?
we just deal with whatever comes.
Is that your son? Are you concerned for his future?
Not really. As long as we try to stay in God's plan.
Okay, so right now I'm here in, where am I? Arcola, Illinois. Fast food workers have become essential. Truck drivers, everybody, we still have infrastructure that needs to get through the country, and they risk their lives every day coming to work. So I just want to hear your experience, what it's been like for you.
It's been okay, but I've been trying to keep myself healthy and healthy for others, and I just hope everything goes well with everything that's going on.
If you could tell people in Washington one thing, what would you want them to know?
We need more stuff. We need more gloves, more masks, and things for what the hospitals need.
All right, thank you so much. Have
You're
a great day.
welcome.
Without America's truck drivers, where would we be?
Okay, so this gentleman is transporting pesticide to Mississippi. How long have you been a truck driver?
35.
Do you have family home somewhere? Are they sheltered in place? Are they sheltered in place? Are they in quarantine? Where do they live? In Chicago. Do you think are they afraid for you being out and traveling?
Well, somewhat.
Let me ask you this. If you could speak to anybody in Washington, your elected officials, or representatives, or just America, what would you want them to know? Why do you think that is? Do you worry about getting sick? If you take time and you go on social media or you watch the news, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the state of the country right now?
I know it's rough out there because everybody needs things to do, places to go. This epidemic is so rough. It's hard to survive.
How long do you think it'll be like this? Tennessee at a gas station with these beautiful cliffs. This is just God's country in Tennessee. But I found this thing with these rocks that people have left here. With personal messages, personalized. Y'all, look at this. Do not climb on the rocks, which I will not do. you. This is so cool. Oh look, rock, paper, scissors. Cute. It's a tribute to a fallen soldier. There you go. That's me. I'm a rock star.
The Villages, located near Ocala, Florida, has been voted one of Florida's friendliest hometowns. Their hometown is comprised of quaint neighborhoods or villages where everything from recreation, entertainment, shopping and dining are just a golf cart ride away. The Morse family founded the Villages over 40 years ago with a vision to create a warm, beautiful, secure and friendly community where all of your retirement dreams can come true.
Okay, so we're here in the Villages in Florida with David and Julie. They are residents of West Virginia who travel and work. His job allows him to travel. They were up and were visiting Beloit, Wisconsin, so shout out to Wisco.
Yay.
So these are just good people. So my question for you today is, during this pandemic, you've obviously not been sheltering in place because you travel. What's that been like for you?
Well, we haven't had to travel much. We went to West Virginia and stayed for about a month or so during the initial part of the pandemic, and then we decided to come back to Florida, where we're actually residents of Florida, and traveling wasn't that difficult. We had to call ahead to make sure hotels were open. Several hotels that we made contact with only allowed essential workers, but some hotels were open like nothing happened. The first night we had a really nice hotel in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. The fitness center was open. I loved it. It was great.
Okay, so in regards to coronavirus itself, how do you guys feel? Do you feel safe? Are you, like some people are waiting for a vaccine? Are you worried about your health in the future and maybe a second wave coming through in the fall? What are your thoughts?
My first thought is I'm not getting a vaccine, and I feel safe.
Okay.
Well, we feel safe with that because we're also conscious of precautions that you should take.
Okay. And as far as if you could speak to your elected representatives or officials in Washington, D.C., is there anything you'd want them to know? Or to America, what do you think Americans should know about you? Just about Americans in general. Like, what's the truth as opposed to what we see on the news?
I think America is full of very strong people, and that's why America's going to be bounce back and be better than before. Because
Do you guys have a concern for the economy?
I think the economy will be stronger because most Americans you talk to want to go back to work. They want to be vibrant, and they want to get out there and support their family and the companies that they're fond of and proud of. And that's what makes this nation great. We're not a lazy country.
Well, and having said that, there are some politicians that want to start providing monthly universal benefits of perhaps up to $2,000 a month to citizens. What do you think about that?
I think if those citizens need it and it's evaluated, then I have no objection.
I agree. Yep.
Okay, well, thank you so much. So I'm here in Summerfield, Florida, and I just met this gentleman. His name is Ted. And Ted, can you show us your sign? Okay, so how long?
Hungry, anything else? God bless.
Yep. How long have you been out of work?
I went in the hospital in September, so around, I guess, right before September.
So when the pandemic, everything happened, most of us who have homes were sheltered in place. How did you find out what was going on?
Radio. We got
Radio. And then where did you stay?
In my tent.
So you live in a tent?
Yeah.
So being out here, do you have any concerns about your health or getting sick?
Right now I do, yeah.
But as far as COVID-19?
No.
Okay. Are you out here like all day, every day? Or
I'm out here every day.
are people, I know there's been a lot of financial challenges for people being out of work. Are people giving, I guess? Very giving. Very giving. Do they talk to you much? Like, what do they say?
They just ask me my story and stuff like that. While I'm out here.
So, are you looking for work? Or?
Right now, they consider me disabled. I'm waiting for I file for disability.
Okay.
So I was denied the first time. I'm waiting to hear about that. I ruptured 5 discs in my back, and I got no feeling from the waist down.
So do you live alone? Is it like a tent community?
No, I got
do you
married.
have?
I'm married.
You're married? Okay.
Yeah,
And where's your wife?
She's back in town.
Back in town. And is she working?
She has a couple of like side jobs or something like that.
Because one of the things that I've noticed, I'm from Wisconsin and I've traveled down here to Florida, is literally everywhere between Wisconsin and Florida, every place is hiring. But the people who do the hiring are telling me they can't find people who want to work.
Really?
And I looked across the street right there. McDonald's has a sign that says they're hiring.
Nobody gives me a chance.
Why?
My cane.
Because of the cane?
My cane.
Have you heard of the American Disabilities Act? That
I mean, I heard about it, but I don't know nothing about
okay.
it.
That you would have a cause of action if they refuse to hire you because you're disabled. They actually get tax incentives to hire you.
Yeah, well, I'm construction all my life and everything like that, and no construction company with back injuries won't give you a shot.
From Wisconsin to Florida, there are many signs that say help wanted, now hiring, apply within. But after speaking to several managers, the consensus is that a lot of people are refusing to come back to work, even those who were furloughed, because they would rather stay at home and collect higher unemployment payments.
So we are here today with Debbie and Jim, who are from, oh my God, Green Bay. Everybody down here is named Debbie and Jim, so that's why you're going to see these names 100 times in this documentary. But Jim here is telling us about his sheltered-in-place COVID experience in beautiful The Villages, Ocala, Florida.
Well, closer to Lady Lake, but yeah.
Lady Lake, okay.
But yes, so we've experienced the whole COVID shutdown. It hasn't been anywhere near as difficult for us as it's been for other people around the country, as we've been able to golf through the entire time. We did have to shut down restaurants, and that's been a little bit of a struggle, but fortunately for me, I have a wife that is a great cook, and it hasn't really been an issue for us. We have had neighbors to our house, and we've all sat 6 feet away, or at least the couples have sat 6 feet away, so couples would sit next to each other. But we would enjoy a beer, other adult beverages, and music, and exchange ideas and concepts. But we happen to be living in probably one of the best environments in the world for this kind of thing. The weather, the It's like Disney World for adults, and we have a lot of opportunity to still engage without being COVID risk. So
There is a deep sense of patriotism here, of love of country, as many who live in the villages are retired veterans. Booming with retirees, the villages hope to give President Trump and the Republican Party victory come November.
Because we want to be able to keep doing this. Y'all having a good time? Yes, indeed. So we want to do this.
As Americans embark on the journey to reopen America, there is a sense of hope and promise. Stay tuned for the next installment of We the People.
Okay, so we're here at Floor and Decor in Orlando, Florida with Leo and Louis. And we just met them because we had to stand in line for probably about 30 minutes to get in the store. And we're just talking to them about their experience while being, quote, sheltered in place and what that means in Florida, because I learned that their experience was different than our experience in Washington or in Wisconsin. So what was it like for you all?
It wasn't so bad for us. I mean, we still went to the gym, went everywhere. I mean, we went for runs, bike rides. It wasn't terrible.
I thought it's pretty, I liked it. No traffic. It's horrible traffic here in Orlando, and kind of gave people in Orlando just like forget about everything else and just communicate better and see them outside and enjoy working out and just.
Did you all change the way that you shop at all? Are you doing more like locally sourced, or you still go on Amazon and have deliveries, or?
I really don't use Amazon. I've always been a local person. Yeah.
And were you both able to keep your jobs during this time?
Yes, I was able to.
Okay.
I wasn't.
You were not.
I was
so,
furloughed for 2 months.
Okay. So going forward with the economy, what are your concerns? We're hearing that everybody's afraid. What are your thoughts about the economy?
I just feel like I hope they're not holding us back. You know, a lot of other states are opening up. We're still trying to open up, but I just hope it doesn't continue to like drag us into a hole and something that we can maybe not get out of.
And what do you guys think America needs to know? Or if you could speak to your elected officials, what would you say to them?
Open up 100%.
We're all grown adults.
What about those that say you're just being selfish and you're going to kill grandma if we open everything up?
It's all lazy people.
What's
Grandma
that?
can stay home.
They're all lazy people. We just need to open up. Hey, Germany, I think, did it. They don't have no issues.
I feel if you're still concerned, just stay home. That's it. Or take the precautions, wear the mask, do whatever you need to feel you need to do, but doesn't mean we all need to, stay home.
And what about your family members? You guys personally know anybody that is sick or any family members affected?
Nobody at all.
Okay.